Hi everyone, Bandana here, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel and this week's WARNO Dev Blogs rather than Dev Blog. Obviously we've got the two new divisions which are now available to everyone, but we'll have a quick read through. But the reality is I kind of did a video on them the other day on the main Bandana channel. So if you'd like to see those, because you haven't downloaded it yet for whatever reason, you can check out the two new divisions over there. Obviously SOUTHAG is delayed, and that's what this is kind of all about. SOUTHAG's delayed, so they've released two new divisions for free. These are both NATO divisions. One is the Dutch and one is the Belgian one. Now, obviously, they're very apologetic about SOUTHAG being delayed, but it's simply not finished, and they've got other things to fix, and obviously there's been the whole NVIDIA crashing issue in between, so, you know, lots of stuff has changed. So they're planning to release, obviously today, the Reinforcement Pack 10, which should be available now, which is the new map, and also Reinforcement Pack 11, which is these two new divisions. The two divisions are the Dutch Commando Legerkorpsachtergebied, whatever the hell that is, or the CLKA if you want to keep it simple, and then the Belgian division Mobilization, or Div Mob. Nice and straightforward. And look at that. The team at Eugen have put a nice little image together for that. So, I mean, we'll quickly talk about the Div Mob since they talked about it here. So, the Belgian division Mobilization, or in-game Div Mob, was an administrative, not field command of the Belgian Armed Forces. All mobilized troops and equipment would be processed through this formation before final assignment to an active unit. While the Dutch CLKA is a rear command in the field, the Div Mob is instead a division created from interior troops used in case of an enemy breakthrough of NATO's main line of defense. This formation would also have been deployed if the communists had ever invaded Belgian territory or dropped airborne troops over the country. In this way, Div Mob acted as a divisional headquarters and commanded a combat group from Belgium's interior forces, which included 9 territorial regiments, forming the core of Div Mob, 3 regular light infantry regiments, 4 engineering battalions, plus independent companies, reservists, gendarmes, including the Royal Belgian Gendarmes Armoured Squadron, heavy anti-air and artillery units, lots of other equipment in storage, some of it coming from long-term warehouses. This ranges from APCs, self-propelled guns, and tanks, all of which are to be manned by reservists, so lots of reservist units. Ultimately, although fielding older equipment, the Div Mob is a mechanized formation at more levels than its active field duty combat division counterparts. All that feels very confusing, but in essence, they're a reservist mechanized formation. Again, I won't read through everything that's in there because firstly, you have access to it, and secondly, you can go and look at my video where I go through every single unit in both of the divisions, so we won't go through that today. What we will do is hop onto today's dev blog, because there's some other stuff in here which is probably important. So the map's in there, as we've discussed, the new divisions are in there. They've got a little comment on the freezing and black screen issues. So we wanted to give a quick update about the freezing and black screen issues that some of you might still be running into in WARNO. We know it's been a recurring topic and we are keeping a close eye on it. The good news is that the latest NVIDIA graphics driver has helped reduce these problems for a lot of players. Plus, with the introduction of the Vulkan Graphics API available right in your game graphics settings, you might notice fewer issues or even see them disappear entirely depending on your setup. Rest assured, we are actively working to resolve these issues and improve your experience. If you are still having trouble, we recommend giving Vulkan a try, which we have further improved with today's update, and making sure your graphics drivers are up to date. Follow these simple steps to activate Vulkan. I'll let you look at those on screen. Keep in mind that the Vulkan backend is still considered experimental and may not yet match the performance of DirectX 11. We're always looking for feedback, so don't hesitate to let us know if Vulkan has solved any of your issues. Thank you for your patience and all your feedback. Dedicated servers are here, and that's probably the biggest piece of news since we kind of knew about the division already. So, we can now share with you that dedicated servers are available right now. They're just there now. You can go and put up your own dedicated servers, and you'll see there's some more yes servers and everything else. This has been a long requested thing, and they've kind of kept it under their hats, and recently they told us in Strike Team about it. But yeah, finally dedicated servers, which means we can have custom servers, custom game modes, so to speak. Finally, we can have proper tactical servers, like the ones in Wargame Red Dragon. So, you can run servers with mods enabled as well, whether they're gameplay mods, new maps, or any other custom content. We've updated the game to make this experience as smooth as possible. Servers with mods are clearly marked in the server list. If you already have the required mods installed, the game will restart, activate the necessary mods, and automatically join the server. If you don't have the required mods, the game will prompt you to subscribe and install them, then restart and connect you to the server. That's some nice functionality they've managed to code in there, because obviously it certainly wasn't something they had in there before. This new system makes multiplayer modding easier than ever, and we can't wait to see what you create, share, and enjoy. So, please note there's one limitation. Servers running custom map mod will only be visible to players who have that specific mod enabled. Just specifically on custom maps. I'm assuming they'll fix that eventually. For those who are interested in hosting a server, you will find everything you need right here at the Docker or Eugen Systems WARNO Docker. I'll leave that to the people who know about hosting custom servers like this. And then obviously it's all about the CLKA today. Let's just read through the history bit, because these are quite interesting. So the CLKA stands for the beautifully named Commando blah 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 blah. It translates to Rear Area Command. I'm not going to try and butcher that again. Which, for you and your sanity's sake, we shortened to CLKA. Thank you, yes. This particular formation was a war-activated divisional command in which would have been created as part of the Dutch SOUTHAG-based 1st NL Corps to help secure the rear area of the 3 Dutch fighting divisions closer to the front, the 1st, 4th and 5th E Divisie. Or 5E Divisie even. So the main component of the division was the 101st Infantry Brigade, although filled with reservists historically, these would have been from the most recent batch of demobilized soldiers, meaning they would still be fit and relatively up to date in their training. As such, the brigade soldiers are considered regulars in WARNO. The 101st Infantry Brigade's commander was also the de facto commander of the CLKA and controlled 4 infantry battalions, half of them mechanized with the AIFV, and the other 2 battalions were truck-borne in real life, but in our alternative timeline they've been equipped with the trademark Dutch YP408 wheeled APC, just retired from service, to enhance their firepower. Which is that one there. Another permanently assigned unit was the Werkbat 105th, a recon battalion similarly fielded recent demobilized reservists. They are also treated as regulars in-game. As with the other rear area command divisions, the CLKA also safeguards the Corps' heavy artillery guns and long-range anti-SAM units, which will duly be represented in divisions' ranks. Lastly, all sorts of security troops would be making their way from the Netherlands to the front and to patrol the secure transit areas in between. These range from elite commandos to security militias and will also be featured in the division. And again, I'm not going to go through all of this because I've gone through every single unit on the main Bandana channel in that video. So if you haven't seen it yet, you can go over and look, but the reality is it's all in the game right now, so you can just go and play them and have a look through it yourself. You don't need to watch my video anymore. So there you go. And until next week, which I assume we're going to hear more about SOUTHAG again. So thank you very much for joining me. Nice quick one this week. I'll see you all soon.